4 inches by 4 inches. If you made them 6 by 6, it would be okay. But okay, create. There we go. I've got 6 artboards. And then what's the next thing it says to do? CMYK. You're going to name this last name, first name, character. You're going to create one layer for templates and place the 5 images you will draw. I'm going to copy the word templates and I'm going to go to my layers and I'm going to call this layer templates. Okay. And in this layer, I'll come over here to the first artboard and I will go to uh, File, Place, which is down here. Shift plus Command or Control P is the quick key. And then downloads. There's the gigantic style illustrations. And so you'll go through these and pick 5 that you want to do. And so, well, there's the pirate. Um, I'll do the pirate place. I was just randomly grabbing. And if you just click, it's just going to make it huge. I'm going to undo that. Shift Command P. And I don't know where the pirate went now. So um, here's another guy. And if you're on a Mac, you can click in here and then hit the space bar and you could just cycle through these. Hey, there's Mr. Dennis. Okay, I'll do that guy. Place. And so what I would suggest you do, rather than just clicking, and it's this huge thing, I would just click, and you don't have to hold shift here, and drag to the edge of the artboard. And um, there's there's one place. And then Command Shift P and choose another one. And um, I'm doing the boy with the cowlick on his head there. And I'll say place. And I would click and drag. And then center it on the page well. That one was centered pretty well. But you're going to do that with 5 of these. And I'll go down to smaller numbers. Okay, this girl I'll do. And I'm not going to demo all these and draw them, but I'm just showing you how you would set your document up. And I'm just randomly clicking. Hey, there's Ringo. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and I need one more. Command Shift P, and I'll find a girl here. I will say, if you do this girl here, that's fine. But there's another girl who looks just like her, and I always think I should take that other girl out um, because they're too similar. Um, but so I'll say, okay, I'll do that girl. But if you do the same girl basically twice, I'll probably take a few points off because you're trying to get away with low effort. Okay, so there we go. I've got 6 artboards and I placed 5 images. And why do I have nothing here? Because that's going to be my original illustration. So now I can just lock that template layer. I don't want to change it anymore. I'm going to make a new layer above it, and I'm going to make actually 6 new layers. And so all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Whoops, 7. Um, one too many. And so this top layer, that's this one. I'm going to name that layer whatever I think this character's name should be. I'm calling it Mr. Dennis here. And then, what am I going to call this boy? Uh, Cowlick boy. So cowlicks are these hairs that stick up, just like, oh, wait, I don't have hair. And then, what's this girl's name? Cindy? No, her name is Hat Girl. Whatever you want to name him. And what am I going to call this one? I'll call it Ringo. And this one, um, um, red with bangs. whatever you want. Just name them. But don't have them be named layer one, layer two. Okay, so how do we do this? On each of these layers, we're going to draw an individual character on each one of them. And I do need a seventh layer for this one. And um, I'm going to call that one uh, Dr. Jackal. I don't know if that's how you spell Jackal. I don't think it is. I should have picked someone that I knew how to spell. And then I go, oh, maybe I'll want to do a Mr. Hyde too. I'll make an extra one. Anyway, so I'm on Mr. Dennis layer here. And how this works, I'll hit Command 0 full screen. It's a really easy technique to draw. And so you want to start with your front one, and you want to start with, I would just start with a black stroke and no fill, and then just come in here and I'll hit M, and I'm just going to draw from the right to the left side of that. And then I'll pull this guy down to where the bottom of his face is, and this one up to the top. There, I've drawn it. Looks great. And then Euro doesn't look just like it. And I do want a thinner stroke, so I'll say, like a 0.5 stroke. Yeah, that's pretty accurate. But what are these guys here? Live corner widgets. I can pull these live corner widgets, and hey, look, there's that muzzle. Well, that was easy. And then I'll duplicate that shape to the top of this head, and it's smaller. I'll pull it in here. I'll pull it in here. I didn't need to duplicate the shape. I could have just drawn a new circle. I'll pull the live corner widgets to where that's just, oh, nope. Look, the head goes further down here. I don't want to do that. Um, I'll make it be a rectangle again. And it's going to be straight here. So I'm going to hit direct selection tool. I'll select these two top anchor points. So I only have two live corner widgets. You see it's not curving down here. And there's top of Mr. Dennis's head. And for these guys, I could use rectangles or I could do ellipses. I'm going to draw the eyes and the nose. And so M again. So this is a technique that anybody can draw. If you can't draw a stick figure, you can draw a pretty good character using this gigantic style because all you're doing is, I made the strokes here be red just so you can see that I was doing a little bit better. Um, all you're doing is making rectangles and circles. For the most part, you can use the pen tool. So there, I've got that right to the edges of this thing. I use live corner widgets. There's an eyebrow. And I've got an eye here. Well, ellipse tool. I could draw this as a rectangle or as a square and then live corner widget it to be a circle. But why do that when I can just hit L for ellipse and just get in the center of this? I'm going to hold Option or Alt if I'm on a PC and drag. There's going to be an eye. And so there I've got an eyebrow and an eye. I'll select both of those. There's no fill. It's just strokes. I'll come to the center of this and I'll hit R for reflect. Or O is the reflect tool. R is rotate. And then Option or Alt click, and you see it's going to vertically reflect, and I'll click. You can see what it's doing. That looks great, but if I hit OK, it's just going to reflect that one. I've got to click copy. There we go. So that's looking pretty good. M again for the nose. I'm just going to click from this side to that side, but I wish the stroke was black, not red. So black. There we go. Pull that up to the top of that nose. Pull that down to the bottom of that nose. Pull the live corner widgets. There's the nose. Got this dimple, just like I have in real life. It's not really me. It's just some bald guy. But just for fun, I said it was me. Um, and there we go. Got that dimple. Rectangle and live corner widgets. The neck here, that's going to be easy. I'll just pull a rectangle. I'm not going to worry that it's down into this blue or up into this area. Why? because I'm going to be using layers. I'll do the same thing for this guy here. Pull that to the edge, pull that to the edge, live corner widget. There we go. All right. And last thing to do is the mouth. The mouth's in two pieces here, three pieces. I'm just going to start with the whole mouth shape. So I'll get that one. And again, I always want to have smaller strokes just to make sure I'm pretty accurate. That's pretty good. I'll make that smaller. And then I could, I got a couple of choices to do um, the teeth. I could draw a separate shape, or I could use the shape builder tool, or I could use light paint for that matter. I'm going to use, I'm just going to hit the just the regular line tool here, um, and just draw all the way through that, just like kind of like what we do on the light paint technique. See that line's intersecting? And then I'm going to hit, so that's going to become his teeth in a minute. L, I've got this circle for the tongue, and I'm just kind of guessing where the center of it is. And I'm thinking maybe around right here. I'll hold Option, so I'm drawing from the center, and it needs to nudge just a little over to the right. And wow, that's pretty darn close. That looks good. And I'm not caring that it's way over here because I'm going to use the shape builder tool in a minute. All right. And then last thing is ears. I'm almost done with this guy. L again. Um, I'll get in the center of this and draw. There's an ear. And then here's a way to make it exactly in the center. Well, a couple ways. I have the center point right here, or I could also go to Object, um, to Path, and to Offset Path, and I could tell it to be a minus number here. It's going above it. So I'll say minus. That's going to be too big, so I'll say, -1. Let's see what that looks like. Look at preview, and well, oh, um, yeah, I don't like it. I hit cancel. I'm just going to draw another one. I'll hit L. I'm going to draw right from this ellipse center point here. Click. There. There's that air. And uh, and let's say, oh, I wasn't very accurate. Um, I was, but let's say I wasn't. I could also use tools like we used on our fence, on our house attack, if you remember that assignment. I'm going to go, so I made this center one off. You see that? The inside of the ear. I'm going to go to the alignment tools. They're here in the property panel. Also in Essential Classic, they're up here as well. Exact same thing. So I'll do it from up here. You'll see I have three options: align to selection, align to key object, align to artboard. I'll come over here, same options. I'm going to do align to key option because I'm not sure I've shown you this one. And so I think I have, but just in case I haven't, you see that highlighted this one. I don't want that to be the key object. I want this one to be the key object. I'll click on it. Now that one's highlighted. And so I'll just say I want this piece here to center, click. You see that nudged. And I want it to center vertically as well, center. And so that's exactly centered off of that piece. I'll select these two, and I'm going to reflect it. Oh, again, it's reflect. I'm going to get to the apex of his head. That's going to be his center point. Option or Alt click, reflect vertically, copy. There we go. And so all of the drawing is done on this guy. But before I start coloring him, I'm going to select all that stuff. And when I just clicked and dragged, it was if I had not locked my templates here, I would have had problems. It would have selected the template and moved it as well. I'm just going to hold Alt or Option and drag over here. And I'll just let that guy sit there for now. And you can see it's going to be just shifting stuff. So now I can select these two and I'll just pull them to the right while holding Shift. This one here, you see we don't have the centerpiece. So this guy here pulls to the left. There you go. The nose pulls to the right. Um, I'm going to undo that because I'm going to select that eye and the eyebrow and this eye and eyebrow. Slide them over. It's going right off his face there. Now I can move the nose and I can move this line and the mouth and the muzzle and the center of his chin. I'll slide all that. And the mouth's still not quite on, so I'll select it again separately. And there you go. It's on. And then this little dimple in the chin's off a little bit. Slide it. So see, I didn't really have to draw too much new. I'm gonna have to modify this one because we're seeing more neck here. I'll just pull this up and then I'll move this shirt neck over. Okay, so there's the basic line work, and you can see I'll tell the line work to be um, green, so you can see uh, what's going on with the line work. Now it's just a matter of coloring things. And so I'm going to select this shape here and I'll hit I, and that's the eyedropper and color. But I wouldn't do that because now I can't see the other color. So what I would do is I would start with the front shapes here. So the nose here, I'd select the nose and then I would eyedrop. And so how I selected the nose was exactly how I taught you to do the low poly. I select this by, I'm holding the command or the control key if I'm on a PC to select that. When I let go, I'm in the eyedropper again. But I want to select this eyebrow as well. And actually, I want to select the eyes because they're all black. So I'm going to hold Shift. I'm holding Shift and Command or Control right now. I select all four of those, and then I eyedrop into the eye. You can see right here, I have no fill, green stroke. But when I click on the raster part, or whatever I click on, if I clicked on his nose, that would be red. Or I click on his mouth, it's black. Okay, so I'm going to select this one and that one and the head, eyedrop. And you can see that's what that did. But again, I'm not seeing these shapes here, so maybe I didn't want to do that at this point, but I have the color over here, so I'll just eyedrop there and um, eyedrop there. I'm not gonna do this one yet because it covers that face up, but I can do this shirt and this neck. Not worried that it's in front. I can just move it behind, but I have no fill color here. Okay, so I did something here where I just drew this intersecting line. So what I'm going to do here now, I could select um, those two shapes there like that, and I could live paint them. I could hit K and color that white and color that black, but I don't really need to do that. I'm going to go to the Pathfinder tool right here. I will expand it. Also, you can find the Pathfinder under Window Pathfinder right here. And there's the Pathfinder tool. And I'm going to click this bottom one here, divide, and see these overshoot lines here. They go away. So now that it's divided it into, if I get the group selection tool, it's grouped. Um, it divided it into one shape, two shapes. And so now I can say, okay, I've got those teeth selected, eye drop, white teeth. And then I'll get this mouth selected, eye drop on the mouth. And then now I can select this part here. I could eye drop on the tongue. And I'm not even worrying that it's I could also get shape builder tool here, Shift M, and hold Option or Alt and delete that. And I will, but I could also just do it through layering. So there, that's all color. Oops, I didn't color this one yet. Eye drop. And so everything's colored there now. Now it's just a matter of layering it correctly. So now this nose needs to be in front, Command Shift, right bracket, boom. Um, and then this muzzle, this part here needs to be behind the 5 o'clock shadow, Command Shift, left bracket, boom. And then the ears need to be behind as well. I'll select those ears, move them behind. And lastly, move that neck behind. And there we go. That guy's done there. If I go to my layers, so there's my Mr. Dennis drawing, you can say I can turn it on and off. And it's, it's moving a little bit because I'm not 100% accurate. But it's pretty darn close. And so then it's where I would just do the same thing on this guy. I would start coloring it again, do the colors that are up top first. I'm selecting all those. I get eyedropper, eye drop. I select this, let go of Command or Control, eye drop. Um, I'll select that, eye drop. I'll move it behind Command Shift left bracket. And why am I still seeing it? Well, I haven't colored this one yet. I'll select that, eye drop. I'll select that, eye drop. Command, select, eye drop, move to the back. Command Shift left bracket. I'll move this here to the back now. Command Shift left bracket or Object Arrange. And then you got bring forward, Command Shift right bracket, send to the back, Command Shift left bracket, or you can bring it forward, Command bracket or Control bracket, Command or Control. I'm on a Mac, so I say Command. But I'm going to send it all the way to the back, Command Shift or Control Shift left bracket, moves it all the way to the back. Okay, and then same thing I'm going to do with the teeth area here, divide with the Pathfinder. Now I can say, all right, teeth. I come back over to this guy. I drop their white, select this part. I drop its black, select this part. I got the tongue over here. I will select this and this. I could divide it again. That would work as well as using the shape builder tool. And the shape builder tool, Shift M, this tool here where I had hit Option before, it's really just a graphic user interface, a GUI that's built on top of the Pathfinder. The most common used Pathfinders divide, subtract front or subtract back or unite. And so I'm just clicking divide this one, and that's going to turn them into separate pieces. I can just delete that piece. Okay, and I'll move this nose in front, Command Shift right bracket, and I think I want to color this one first. I'll select the neck, eye drop. I'll select the shirt, eye drop. I'll select the muzzle, eye drop. Move the neck to the back. And so when I grade these, here's what I'll do. I'll see your drawing. Here's my drawing, and I'll see my templates here. So here's the template. I'll turn the template on and off, or I hit Command Y, and I can see your drawing on top of the template. So I'll do that as well. So that's how that guy pretty accurately drawn what I'm turning that layer off. I turn the layer on and off. You're not seeing any difference because it's pretty accurate reproduction. So it's a technique anyone, if you cannot draw at all, you can draw with this technique. You're just making simple shapes. Uh, there's not one shape I could have not used the rectangle for. I could use the rectangle on this guy here, the rectangle and live corner widgets on every single shapes, even the circles. It just doesn't make sense to do circles with the rectangle when the ellipse tool will do just as well. So really, I only used to build all the shapes, I only used two tools, rectangle tool, letter M, ellipse tool, letter L, and then I used live corner widgets with the rectangle tool. Also, I used the Pathfinder tool, divide, or the shape builder tool. And so it's a pretty easy drawing technique. And so you would do whatever six. I just randomly pick six characters, pick whichever characters you want. And then you're going to do a your own original character. It can be an animal, can be a person, can be, but you're just doing the head and shoulders. And then so I said, I'm doing Dr. Jekyll here. And so I say, okay, well, I want extra credit. And since I have Dr. Jekyll, I need to do Mr. Hyde as well. I'll get the artboard tool and I'll hold Option and drag. And there, so now I have a new artboard and um, it's artboard 7, but I don't have a layer yet for it. I have an artboard. If I go to my artboard panels here, you see I've got six copy here. And I can name my artboards as well, but you don't need to. But I do need a new layer here, and so I would say, since I did Dr. Jekyll, I'll say Mr. Hyde. Okay, so I have Jekyll and Hyde from the horror um, horror story about Dr. Jekyll. Okay, so um, there, that's how you do it. So you can do, so six are required, five that you're reproducing, one that is your own drawing that you're not tracing something. And then if you want to do extra, you can do extra. I had one student that did the whole cast of Breaking Bad. And they had like five of these extra ones, got some extra credit points. So that's this assignment.